In our last Combat Master video, we talked about some of the things that we can expect with the new update that should be coming sometime in September. However, we couldn't cover everything in one single video, so this is going to be a continuation of our last Combat Master video where we talk about some of the things that you can expect with this latest update. If you missed the first video, I highly recommend you go ahead and check it out because we included 5 different things that you can expect coming to the Combat Master BR update. But anyway, moving on to this video, at number 1, we have the Battle Pass. We're going to be getting our first ever Battle Pass for Combat Master with this new update. Now, it's not clear entirely when the Battle Pass will be available, but that is something that we should be expecting with this latest update. It's going to be the first one that we ever get in Combat Master, so you're definitely not going to want to miss out on it. Now, we have very little information as to what is going to actually be in the Battle Pass, but we can expect that it will most likely be a similar Battle Pass to what we expect in other games like Call of Duty Mobile. So for the most part, we should probably expect some grindable weapons, weapon camos, and even things like operators. Coming in at number 2, we have the Gunsmith. Now, it's not going to necessarily be called Gunsmith, I don't believe, but it's essentially going to work similar to Call of Duty Mobile's Gunsmith. How it's going to work is you're going to basically be able to customize and add attachments to your weapons to really make it your own. Right now, there is no weapon customization in Combat Master. You basically have to use default weapons, or you have to use the ones that already have specific attachments on them. This new system is going to allow us to customize our own weapons and really go ahead and mess around with various builds and stuff like that. It's also going to give us a reason to keep using a specific gun, that way we can go ahead and grind them and unlock all those attachments. At number 3, we have more servers. One of the things that we have had an issue with in Combat Master's history is the lack of servers. Even if you are someone who has a pretty decent Wi-Fi connection, it's not always guaranteed that you're going to actually get an online game if you go ahead and go into the online match. This is why a lot of people complain that they are always playing against bots in Combat Master. This is primarily due to a lack of servers, so we should expect that they're going to go ahead and improve that eventually. Personally, I think that they should definitely prioritize certain regions where this game is popular to give those people their own servers, places like the Philippines or India or the United States. At number 4, we have the content creator skins. Now, many months ago, the developers for Combat Master were already talking about and planning making various content creator skins for some of the biggest content creators that were covering Combat Master. They've been very quiet on this subject since then. A lot of those big content creators have since moved on to other games, but I imagine once we get this big update, a lot of those content creators are going to start making videos on Combat Master again when the hype is at its highest. So assuming they're still going to go ahead and make those content creator skins, we can probably expect them to release them sometime after the big update finally drops. And the last thing I wanted to mention is something that isn't actually confirmed to be coming to Combat Master, but it is something that I keep seeing people in the community bring up, and that is controller support. Right now, a lot of people have been asking for controller support in Combat Master. However, the devs have previously stated that it would be very hard to actually implement, and I don't know of any plans right now to actually implement it into the game. When we brought this up to the developers previously, they have stated that it would be hard to implement and balance with controller players versus touchscreen players, because you do have to remember that the average touchscreen player is probably not that advanced and would probably be at a pretty big disadvantage against the average controller player. There are definitely advanced touch players that could definitely go ahead and go against controller players, but that isn't the average mobile user. And not everyone has access to controllers, so it would definitely be something that could be seen as an issue. The only way they would really be able to implement it is if they completely split the lobbies and gave people an option to join controller lobbies if they wanted. This would also split the player base though, and it could potentially make it so that one of those lobbies is pretty hard to find a game versus the other. There's a lot of different issues that could pop up with controller support being implemented, and this is why the developers haven't necessarily confirmed it just yet, but I wanted to go ahead and address it because it's something that I keep seeing brought up in my videos. But that is the rest of the info that you can expect coming to Combat Master's newest update. Again, they have stated that it's supposed to come out sometime in September, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed slightly, so just make sure to keep that in mind. Sometimes things do happen. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, and if you didn't, leave a dislike, and I'll see you in the next one.